The hand that gives the seed away never lacks the shade of the coming harvest. Hear this striking reality, a truth that runs against the wisdom of every market square and every bank vault. The most impoverished person on this earth is not the one who has nothing left to his name, but the one who clings fiercely to the last thing he owns. Today, we speak of true abundance. We tell the story of two brothers and the single test that redefined wealth. Under the title, The Farmer and the Single Seed, Why True Wealth is Measured by What You Give Away. In the fertile lands of Umueze lived two brothers, Kalu and Nnadi. Both were masters of the soil. Kalu was the king of accumulation. His barns were legendary, built high with planks that groaned under the weight of his harvest. He counted every yam, every grain of corn. When he sold in the market, he haggled over a single kobo. Kalu believed the purpose of life was to have more than his neighbor. His face was etched with the strain of perpetual worry, because to Kalu, every possession was a risk of loss. He was rich, but his spirit was tight, like a dry goatskin drum. Nnadi, the younger brother, was a man of open hands. His barns were smaller, but his laughter was bigger. He believed the purpose of life was to have enough to share. When he went to the market, he gave a generous extra scoop to every customer. He measured his harvest not by the total quantity, but the number of families he fed. The villagers loved Nnadi, but Kalu scoffed at him. "Nnadi, you are wasting your profit. You will die a poor fool." Then came the year the sun turned its back on Umueze. The sky was bleached white, the rivers shrank to trickles. The Great Drought descended. Kalu's magnificent barns were full, but the next planting season arrived and the earth was baked hard like clay pottery. The seeds Kalu had saved, his security, his entire future, were useless. He had nothing left to plant. Every farmer's store had failed. Famine whispered through the village. Kalu went to his great, groaning barns and looked at his mountains of yams and bags of corn. His treasure was safe, locked away, untouched. He was rich, yet he knew the terrible, jaw-dropping truth. The seeds he had held back were now his last. If he ate them, he would survive, but the land would remain empty and he would have no future. If he kept them, he was safe for now, but his wealth was utterly temporary. Kalu was trapped by his own abundance. One night, desperation drove Kalu to Nnadi's small compound. Kalu found his younger brother sitting quietly, sifting through a small, sad pile of dust-covered grains. Nnadi's barn was nearly empty. "Nnadi," Kalu cried, his arrogance stripped bare by hunger. "I need help. My seeds are bad. You must have saved some viable stock." Nnadi sighed. He held up his hand. In his rough, open palm lay a single, dark, perfect seed of corn. It was the only viable seed in the entire village. "This is all that is left, brother," Nnadi said, his face calm. "I gave the rest away to the sick, hoping they could grind it for strength. This one I was saving for myself, in case the rain gods smiled." Kalu's eyes went wide. This was the most valuable thing in the world. This single seed represented the entire future of the village. "Give it to me," Kalu demanded, his voice thick with greed. "I am the richest man. I will pay you 10 times its weight in gold when the harvest returns. You are already poor. You don't need the risk. Give it to me, Nnadi, and save your life." Nnadi looked at the single seed, then at his rich, desperate brother. "Brother Kalu, what good is gold if the land is silent? This seed is too precious for any single man's soil. It holds the future of all of us." Nnadi then did the unthinkable. He stood up, walked to the center of the village square where the ground was cracked and dry, and placed the single seed on the stone well. "We cannot eat this," Nnadi announced, his voice ringing across the silent huts. "We cannot plant this. We must multiply this." He instructed the villagers, "Go home, bring every bad, shriveled, useless seed you have left. Bring every dust-covered grain. We will grind it into powder and feed it to the hungry children now. But first, we will chip a tiny, invisible shaving from this single perfect seed and mix it into the powder. The villagers were confused. Why? Why waste the perfect seed on the bad ones? Nnadi smiled. Because the single seed holds the DNA of the rain god's blessing, we give it away to spread the hope. They followed Nnadi's instruction. They shaved the invisible essence from the single seed, mixed it into the useless grain, and fed it to the weakest among them. The act was a symbol of communal hope, purchased by the willingness of Nnadi to sacrifice his final security. The act was beautiful, but it was not a miracle. The land was still dry. Kalu watched this spectacle with utter disgust. Nnadi has gone mad. He has squandered the last chance. He has died a fool. Kalu immediately returned to his compound, locked his barn, and began to eat his hidden stockpile, determined to survive alone. But Nnadi's act had done something invisible. It had broken the spell of hoarding. It had shifted the focus of the entire village from what they lacked to what they could still give. The next morning, the village did not wait for the rain. They organized. They realized they had given away every seed that could be planted. They only had the useless, shriveled ones left. Nnadi stood in the center of the square. "We cannot plant the grain," Nnadi declared, "but we can plant the belief." The villagers took the useless seeds. They did not wait for rain. They went out and tilled the hard earth, planting the worthless seeds into the baked clay. The act was absurd. It was an act of faith and community, not logic. And this is the jaw-dropping truth of life. The universe does not reward the one who hoards potential. It rewards the one who acts on belief. When Kalu finally finished eating his stockpile 3 weeks later, he opened his barn door. He saw the green side of the village. The rain had come, a soft, gentle drizzle that soaked the land. Every shriveled, worthless seed planted by Nnadi and the villagers had sprung to life. Their belief created the condition for the blessing. Kalu, the rich man, was left with nothing but his empty barn and his belly full of yesterday's food. His temporary abundance was useless. Nnadi, who gave away the last perfect seed, now owned the most fertile field in the entire village. The final truth the farmer taught us is this: true wealth is measured by what you have secured and locked away, but by the potential you have released and shared. Kalu's error was simple. He thought the seed held the value. Nnadi knew that the act of giving held the value, because that act created the space for multiplication. If you are clinging fiercely to your last kobo of savings, fear, your last bit of energy, exhaustion, your last bit of forgiveness, resentment, you are living in the drought of Kalu. You are hoarding the one thing, that single seed of potential that could save your entire future. You must choose to become Nnadi. You must realize that the moment you give away the one thing you fear losing, you create a vacuum of abundance that the universe is compelled to fill. Release the seed, my friend. Let your greatest abundance be measured by the generosity of your spirit. If this story has shown you the difference between merely possessing and truly producing, do not let this powerful wisdom be locked away in your mind. We do not ask for your kobo or your grain. We ask for the single most valuable thing you possess right now, your belief. If you believe that the act of sharing multiplies life, then subscribe to this channel and share this story. Let this wisdom be your single seed planted now that will bring a harvest of blessing to your life. Go well.